Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Balancing Act, the podcast devoted to helping families navigate memory loss and dementia. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw. Let's get started. In many of our episodes discussing a loved one with dementia, I have intentionally kept a broad focus to avoid alienating any specific groups of listeners. Often, my emphasis has been on adult children caring for a parent diagnosed with dementia. Today, I will be more specific, addressing not only adult children, but also spouses and grandchildren, because a loved one's diagnosis of dementia affects every family member, bringing emotional challenges for everyone involved. Challenges that include feelings of loss, grief, and anger. While some relationships may grow stronger as families navigate dementia together, others may face increasing strain and alienation. So my goal today is to explore how these relationships may evolve and provide suggestions for how each of you can respond to your loved one's dementia and to one another, fostering connections that support both you and your loved one. I always start with education regarding ways in which dementia will affect your loved one. This is because everything about them is being taken over by a condition they cannot control or change. So the more we understand what changes we are likely to see, the better we can know what to do about them. One of the things that is hardest for those with dementia is the gradual loss of independence. As dementia progresses, it affects abilities to perform their daily tasks, manage finances, or make decisions independently, leading to an increased reliance on family members. No one wants to be a burden to their families. And you'll find over time, it becomes more of a challenge to communicate with your loved one. They may struggle finding words, understanding conversations, or expressing their thoughts. Their memory loss often causes your loved one embarrassment, having to be told things over and over again. And it's frustrating for them when they forget a name, especially when it comes to family. All of this is extremely disheartening for them. The changes that bring about the most conflict and frustration are the behavioral and emotional changes. These can include mood swings, irritability, and changes in their personality due to neurological changes. And as hard as it may be for you to hear these things or deal with them if they've already started, I can tell you they are even harder on your loved one. So we're going to look specifically at different family relationships and what you can do to ease the struggles for both your loved one and you. When a spouse is diagnosed with dementia, it can be overwhelming for both of you to know how to respond or behave. And while it can feel like every rug has been pulled out from underneath you, there are two things that can keep you grounded: the history you share and your emotional connection. You have been there for each other before. Over the years, you've learned more about each other than likely anybody else. And while dementia now is a part of your lives, it does not define you or your spouse. It cannot be allowed to take over your lives. In my experience with couples facing this diagnosis, it often comes down to knowing when to let go of control of not only what's happening to your loved one, but what's happening to you. For example, while many will encourage you both to keep a positive outlook, sometimes that's just not realistic. Allow those moments of doubt or fear, but try to avoid feeding them. Turn your attention to comfort, things you can laugh about together, and change your view, literally. Go for a walk, a drive, get some coffee somewhere, or visit your family members and reminisce over goofy pictures or stories. Those moments may return. You can't control that. But now I hope you have some idea of how to respond in positive and supportive ways. And it becomes really important to have someone to confide in, a place to vent, to be heard without judgment. Therapists, good friends, even other family members can be of help. Other really helpful things you can do is to learn as much as you can about your loved one's dementia, and make sure all end-of-life, power of attorney, and living will documentation is in place, and make sure to share it with all family members. Then, every day, just find moments of joy that you and your spouse can share. If you both enjoyed traveling, bowling, birding, or going to the movies, it doesn't matter. Just go for it. If you are adult children with a parent with dementia, please allow this. There can be struggle to accept the changes in your loved one's personality and abilities. Everyone will process this in their own way. Over the years, I have seen this as the first conflict family members often have, getting on the same page. So instead of pounding the drum of "we have to agree," make the medical team both your guide and the bad guy with all the news if needed. The more professional education and resources each of you are given, and the more acceptance of wherever each of you are on this journey, getting everyone to at least understand what is happening to your loved one is the best start. It may take time, but it sets the tone of understanding and cooperation as you begin this journey. In other words, by supporting each other, you are best equipped to support your loved one. Another issue that can divide family members is caregiving. Who does what and when can become a major point of contention. There will always be a list of to-dos and ongoing learning to be done. So, before you start arguing over who will do what, take one stage of your loved one's dementia at a time. Only focus on what's needed right now. Your loved one's physician can be a big help by telling you what's going on and what is needed at this present time. Then one tool I often use with families is for each of you to create a bill of rights. Sit down together, FaceTime or Zoom with your family, and share the information from the physician and other educational resources. Identify what the greatest needs are right now. Each of you take your bill of rights and literally write down that at this moment in your life, these are the things you're willing to do, you're able to do, and your limitations, whether it's time, your career, or financial, it all matters. Respectfully ask each other what you've written down, and you can come to a consensus of what is reasonable for each person. Please include ways you can support each other if their part in this becomes too much. Some ways you can divvy up these responsibilities is someone can get their loved one's legal and financial affairs in order. Someone can monitor your loved one's computer or phone for scams. And someone can help your loved one manage their appointments and so on. Divide and conquer. And of course, that Bill of Rights will need to adapt as your loved one shows more and more symptoms of dementia. But I think if each of you reminds each other that you have their back and respect each other's contribution at whatever level it comes at that moment, you will likely avoid arguments, accusations, and resentments. Now, if you are a grandchild of someone with dementia, let's talk about how I can help you with this. For smaller children, their grandpa's behavior can be hard to understand, especially when they witness his personality changes and mood swings. As small children tend to do, they think it may have been something they did or they said. This is when it's good to use simple and honest explanations, telling them that their grandparent's brain is sick, and that's why they might be forgetting things or acting differently. Reassure them that it is not a reflection of their feelings, and let them know they can always come to you with questions or when things are not making sense. For older grandchildren, the first rule of thumb: dementia is something your grandparent has, not who they are. Whatever you know about your grandparent is still true, but their behaviors and personalities will change more and more over time. They cannot change that, and they cannot control that. So we have to learn how to adapt to what is happening to your grandparent because they can't. I recommend holding on to what I call the favorites. What are some things your grandparent loves and likes to do? What is something you have always enjoyed doing with your grandparent? Stick with these, and you, more often than not, will continue to find ways to stay connected to your grandparent and enjoy your time together. These activities, of course, will change over time. It may be that we will have to join where they are in that moment and what they are doing to connect. If your grandparent is imagining that she's ironing, go with it. Offer to fold what she has ironed, or bring towels or clothing to her so she can keep going. We always lead with their reality. Learn as much as you can about your grandparents' dementia and what is likely to come over its progression. That way you won't be taken off guard by their behaviors and then not want to spend time with them. You can ask your parents what they've been seeing in your grandparent and what they're doing to adapt. It is a team effort. And if the only thing that you can do is just sit with your grandparent watching the birds out the window, then that is enough. People can always tell when they are in the presence of love, no matter age or abilities. Finally, for all family members, here are some things that you may experience along the way. The balance of power and roles within the family can shift as your loved one becomes more dependent. Sometimes this brings feelings of resentment. The more open you all keep to really listening to and respecting each other's position, asking for professional help and understanding what your loved one needs, the more you turn your focus back to the real issue, the care your loved one needs, and make it a policy in your family to allow everyone space to grieve, to be angry, frustrated, or overwhelmed by the changes they see in their loved one as the dementia progresses. In terms of who is doing the day-to-day caregiving, always offer any time you can to give them a break. Caregiving can be emotionally and physically draining, leading to stress, burnout, and potential strain on family relationships. Wherever you can, even small gestures to help can mean a great deal. And there are other ways to get help throughout this journey. Support groups, professional support, such as social workers and medical case managers, and online resources. Make no mistake, these are forms of self-care and will help you know, as a spouse, adult children, or grandchildren, you have help at hand. And please add this podcast and me to the list of personal support. At any time, you can message me on Facebook with any questions or comments, or we can set up a chat. I also provide family Zoom consultations to get you through rough times. Our Facebook link is in the show notes. You'll also find there some great resources to help you understand what is happening with your loved one and ways you can respond. I hope all of you will keep this with you every day. No one is perfect at this. No one. You're all doing the best you can. You're doing it from a place of love. And that is enough. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw, and it was my pleasure spending time with you today. Please keep in touch.
Hi, I'm Peggy Wright, editor and producer of this podcast. We know that juggling your loved one's care while trying to manage your own life can truly become a balancing act. We want to help you as you navigate this journey by offering our support. You can reach out to us anytime by going to our Facebook page to ask questions, leave comments for Kelly, or talk with her one-on-one by setting up a chat. The link is in the show notes. And you can find us on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what you hear, please take a moment to rate and review so we can continue to provide relevant content. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening today.